Well, 2 Russian jets were detected and tracked on Friday in the Alaska Air Defense Identification Zone, marking the second detection this week. This comes as Russia and China held the largest military drills since the Soviet era, which included 90,000 troops, 400 warships, and 120 planes and helicopters. But Joe Biden is brushing off Putin's threats to attack NATO if Ukraine is allowed to strike inside Russia.
What do you say to Vladimir Putin's threat of war, Mr. President?
I don't think much about Vladimir Putin.
Here to react, former U.S. Ambassador to NATO, Kurt Volker. Kurt, thanks for being here. Why have Russia and China been driven together, and why are we seeing such robust military exercises near one of our states?
Well, they share an interest in disrupting the global world order that has existed for 70 years and created peace for the last 70 years. China wants everything to revolve around itself, and it wants to replace the United States. Russia is just trying to rebuild the Russian Empire, so they share a little bit of a common interest. But let's be clear, in this, Russia's the junior partner. China is actually the big concern. And they're doing these exercises just as a way to try to get under our skin.
Well, Kurt, at this point, there's talk of Western-approved long-range missiles into Russia. Wouldn't that lead to an escalation that Vladimir Putin could use as a justification to widen the war? Are we not making a wider war more likely by approving something like that?
Actually, I think if Vladimir Putin could escalate, he would already be doing it. I don't think he's gone into Ukraine just in a half-measure effort saying, oh, maybe I'll take it, maybe I won't. He's throwing everything at this he can. He is literally trying to overthrow the government, take over the entire country. And his forces have bogged down in eastern Ukraine to some degree. He's not able to defend other parts of Russia. And he's doing this from bases inside Russia. So basically, by telling the Ukrainians, oh, don't hit back, we're basically telling them, give Russia a sanctuary. They can come, strike you, and then go home and be safe.
Well, yeah, but that's if you're talking about the war in a vacuum. Like, okay, but by allowing the West to use Ukraine to use Western-made missiles and approving it from NATO countries into Russia, you are giving him license to widen the war. You're making it more likely that America gets directly involved. How is that in our interest?
Well, first off, we're not directly involved, but more importantly, Putin already sees himself as at war with the West. They've conducted cyber attacks, they've conducted targeted assassinations, they've conducted arsons, and they are literally trying to take over Ukraine in order then to threaten other allies that we actually do have to defend in Europe. So Putin is actually on the march here. It's very important that Ukraine stops him so we don't face a bigger problem.
Kurt, real quick, do you really think Vladimir Putin wants to go to Paris, to Munich?
Paris, no. Baltic states, yes. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, parts of Poland, yes. Finland, I would watch out because that also used to be part of the Russian Empire.
So it's reuniting the USSR in your view, which I think is more astute than believing he wants to go all the way through Europe. Kurt Volker, thank you for your time. I appreciate your insight.
Oh, pleasure. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.